Before the city wore coral crowns, before the bronze walls shone with the stories of kings, there was silence. A throne stood empty, a people waited, and a child, born from the union of two words, would rise to carve the first name in the dynasty of the Obas. In the ancient city of Igodomigodo, long before the world knew the name Benin, the land was ruled by the Ogisos, divine kings believed to be chosen by the heavens themselves. But every dynasty, no matter how sacred, eventually cracks. When Ogiso Owodo, the last of the nine, passed away, he left no strong heir. Chaos followed. The royal palace grew quiet. Rival chiefs wrestled for influence, and the sacred throne of the Sky King, once kissed by spirits and protected by shrines, stood without a body. Years passed. The Hedion, wise elders of the land, saw the kingdom slipping into ruin. The people whispered, "We need a ruler, one whose blood calls to both heaven and the earth." And so they made a bold choice. They sent word west, across rivers and forest paths, to the sacred city of Ile-Ife, home of Oduduwa, the father of kings. Oduduwa received the message with deep thoughts. To rule a land as proud and ancient as Igodomigodo would take more than just blood. It would take fire, wisdom, and the will of the gods. He chose his son Oranmiyan, a warrior of fierce resolve, born of royal stock, tall, intelligent, and wrapped in divinity. Oranmiyan was already famed across Yoruba lands. He would later found the kingdom of Oyo and become its first Alafin. But his journey to that future would pass through the deep heart of the East. Oranmiyan arrived in Igodomigodo to great ceremony. He was met with gifts and praise, but also suspicion. The Edo chiefs were proud. Their culture was old. Their language was thick and strange to his tongue, and their traditions are unlike his. He tried to lead them. He tried to understand them, but the tension brewed. Some resisted his authority. Others mocked his foreign customs. And eventually, frustrated and bitter, Oranmiyan uttered the words that would shape history. This land is Ile-Ibinu, the land of vexation. And with that, he turned his back on the kingdom. He returned west to Ife, where his legacy would live on in other forms. But he did not leave Igodomigodo empty. He left behind a woman. Her name was Erimwinde, a noble woman of the Edo people, chosen by the elders. She had been given to Oranmiyan as wife, both a political and spiritual bond between kingdoms. Oranmiyan departed unaware that Erimwinde was carrying a son. Months passed. Rain fell. The throne remained empty. And then, under the shadow of the sacred fig tree in Usama, a baby was born. They named him Eweka, a child of two words, Edo and Yoruba. His blood carried the power of Ife, but his feet would take the root in the red heart of Benin. But Eweka was still a child. He could not yet speak for the spirits or sit upon the throne. So his mother, Erimwinde, ruled as regent, guiding the boy's future with grace and wisdom. With the backing of the Edion elders and the voice of the ancestors, she held the kingdom together. As Eweka grew, the people watched. He was calm but firm, gentle yet commanding. At the age of adolescence, the elders brought him before the people and asked, "Do you accept the throne?" not as Ogiso, but as something new. Eweka nodded. His voice was clear. Thus, the title Oba was born, and Eweka I became the first Oba of Benin. Eweka did not erase the past, he simply transformed it. From his father's Yoruba blood, he drew political structure and royal court order, and from his mother's Edo roots, he drew deep spiritual authority and cultural legacy. He established the Eweka I, keepers of royal regalia. He revived the palace rituals once lost after Owodo. He appointed chiefs and nobles, assigning roles that would survive centuries. He gave the throne dignity, wrapped it in Kora, and placed it upon the shoulders of generations to come. And the name Benin, once Ile Ibinu, a word of frustration, became a symbol of strength, art, and identity. Under Oba Eweka, Benin found stability. He brought unity to feuding chiefs. He strengthened trade across regions. He laid the foundations of monarchy succession that would reach all the way to Oba Ewari, Oba Ozula, and the royal family that still reigns today. He didn't conquer by war, he conquered by heritage, wisdom, and balance. His reign lit a fire that never went out. Even now, hundreds of years later, the Oba of Benin still traces his authority to Eweka I, the boy in silence, the son of a prince and a woman of strength, the first to wear the crown that still rests on the throne in Benin City today. History rarely remembers the first brick in the mighty wall, but Eweka I was that brick. He was not a warlord, he was not a god, he was a bridge between bloodlines, between cultures, between past and future. He carried two names, two languages, two traditions, and from those, he built a kingdom that endures. So, when you see the coral beads, the bronze plaques, the royal processions in the streets of Edo, remember the boy who bore no crown but became one. Remember Eweka I, the first Oba of Benin.